Today is later in the day again, May 3rd, 2022, and I went and got myself some food, and unfortunately I got it about 20 minutes ago, so we'll see how good it is. I wanted to eat on camera, but at the same time disclose that I got a couple more donations that I started crying as I was driving. I couldn't help myself. When I get overwhelmed, and I notice even before I drive, I get so... I feel so honored that people would take the time out of their day to donate to me, because I'm no one and nothing, but you make me feel so accepted through that, like understanding that I'm just trying really hard to manage. I hope this area is okay to snack at. There's somebody running around on a what's it called? Like a, look it, it's vegan. These are vegan cauliflower wings with buffalo sauce, and I got hot sauce. I was trying to find a park right now so I could sit and eat, but unfortunately I couldn't find any place. They wanted to charge for parking. I still can't afford that right now. Hopefully he won't rush me off too quickly. It's not quite as crispy, but it's still crispy. It's so good. When you get these done at restaurants and stuff, so good. Could have used more buffalo sauce though. It was only $12 and some change. Wish there was a way to leave tips with them. I love their restaurant. I didn't ask. I should ask next time. Buffalo sauce everywhere. I just washed my hands. I stopped at a... this is bad. I stopped at a McDonald's right now. That macaroni. Sorry that I eat with you guys, but I guess some people enjoy it. I went to the Old Navy. I'm so sorry. I'm so hungry. Asked for hot sauce too. I thank God for this food. The person's names that just gave me some donations, one's name was William, thank you. and the other one was anarhadia, but it was like European, like Indian. A beautiful name. I wish I knew the pronunciation. Plus, I forgot it just now. Started with an AN. I thank you so much. You have no idea how much that means to me. And I did pronounce the last name, but then I forgot it right now as I was driving and sat down to video myself as I was eating because I was too hungry. I'll try to remember and respectfully give thank you. Thanks for that. I can't thank you enough. Eating on camera is not necessarily what I anticipated doing, but when I'm able to engage and capture my day, as well as share a little bit of information about what I've done so far, that's less of a hassle for me. I should have got some of their greens that they have. There's something about macaroni and cheese though, because I don't get it very often. I have no idea how blessed I feel to have people that are complete strangers reaching out through like a family of connections in that way. That makes me so happy. I have very few words to share right now as I'm eating. Although that made me laugh. Somebody said, it's not in the rears, it's arrears. I slapped my knee as I read that because it made me crack up. I was in the store. I was in Target just walking. I was walking around looking for clearance stuff just now, just to see what else I could get because my clothes don't really fit anymore, my shirts and stuff. So I'm just so grateful. I feel so blessed. And I got a couple more things for baby and somebody else gave me a donation that said this will help you for the purchases you made today, and you have no idea how much of a blessing that is. You really do not. I love you very much, all of you, for being so supportive. Where I don't have family to turn to, I don't have friends because I didn't want to bother them. It always felt like an imposition when I asked for anything, so that's why I just didn't reach out again. I would leave people at that because I knew I was still going through my trials and tribulations, and I didn't need to put more stress on them in their life. There were some people that told me I wasn't an imposition, but then when I was around them, they were very demanding, almost to a point where it was abusive. And it wasn't even demanding of my time or anything like that. It was mostly demanding that I do things for them, as well as I need to start working, I need to start going to school or doing this and that. And I'm thinking, I would love to finish up a degree or something if I had a safe place to go every day, but not everybody has a safe place. And now I'm just wandering around, floating around, looking for some place. And I've looked. I just feel like every time I turn to some place, they horrify me. It's really discouraging. You know what else is really good? Oyster mushrooms when they're fried like this. They're amazing. And if you get stuff like this to satiate you in between switching to a vegan and plant-based diet, you don't miss out on anything. And another lady saw me cracking my back on a step earlier as I was walking past the stores, and she said, oh, I wish I could crack my back like that. And I explained to her it's about taking the pressure off of your spine. I was over 300 pounds, and that when I ended up losing the weight, I had a buffalo hump during the weight and everything, and even after, due to landing on my head in a vehicle accident and compressing my vertebrae. And I told her, I said, just elongate your spine off of the edge of the bed so that you can start getting the proper blood flow. And I told her about using posture balls to massage it out on your own and to do exercises for the muscles here in the back. And that's what helped me. And that's why I didn't have any, issues with my back aside from cracking it into place periodically throughout the day, which is like every hour or so. It depends on the amount of stress I've had. They really know what they're doing at this restaurant. I mean, for food, the flavor is amazing. So I was crying, like I said. Oh, I don't want to put anything in my eye. Earlier as I was driving, just thinking how blessed I am for people, random strangers, to want to accept me more than my own family that I was born into. How fortunate am I to be blessed in that way, that God understands the struggles, but at the same time I'm trying to pursue a lifestyle maybe that I wasn't born into, but that I would like to grow into, to excel, to evolve into, And it's not even about finances. It's just trying to better yourself every day. So like with me, I don't even have the finances to go around and to eat dinners like this all the time, But when I do, I know that I'm very, very, very privileged in that way. Excuse me. That hot sauce got to me. So yeah, I just, and I do apologize, because I know it's kind of like sitting at a dinner table when we're eating, when I'm eating in front of you. I try to be polite and have manners at the table. But a majority of the time I'm overly stressed and I act out. And that's how I do it, is I embarrass myself by acting sort of foolishly. Like today I was also walking through... This is good. Okay. I was walking through the mall after I had already... And I was in Dillard's, of all places. And I'd already walked a majority of the mall. And it just came from Target, where I used the restroom. They didn't have the toilet seat covers. So I had a big string of toilet paper hanging out of my butt. Out of my pants. And some janitor from Dillard's, he said, hey, ma'am, you've got toilet paper sticking in it. And I turned and I looked at him. I was so embarrassed, and I smiled and I said, oh, thank you. And I started laughing. But I mean, it happens to everybody, so I'm not too embarrassed. Plus, it was just the toilet paper that I sat on, so it wasn't anything that was like dirty. That was pretty funny. So yeah. And just avoiding all the crazy comments. There's no need for that. There's no need to play into whatever mind games they're trying to pursue. Nom. Nom, nom. So good. So, I'm sitting near a park because I couldn't get to the actual park because I had to pay for parking. Now I'm just sitting in a really large parking lot of a stadium, I guess. I'm sorry for chomping. I mean, I am usually this vocal when I'm by myself, so that's kind of how I figure it, is that I'm all by myself and talking to God. And talking to God about these godly people that I love. And, like, even the people that are haters and everything, I still love them in some way or another. Just like Jason Wallace, you know, like, I can't not have feelings for him. It's just how it is. It's just who I am. I'm not a monster. Although sometimes I've done some really crazy things under, you know, the influence of drugs, which is like the pharmaceuticals. And that's where I'm very ashamed and embarrassed, because I know that I knew better, and I knew better growing up too, but then the doctors informed me, you know, these would be better for you. They were not. Apparently they were not. So, I lost my home. I lost my child. My ex-husband, that wasn't really a loss. That was a benefit that he left me. He was not a good person. After all, I can't believe he said he didn't believe in the constructs of marriage and then went and got remarried. That was such terrible karma. Wow. Hot sauce. Yeah, I was gonna get a park bench or something somewhere. I could film myself, wear some nice top or something, but no, that didn't pan out. This is the restaurant that I informed the girls about to get the soul food, and I'm just so happy right now. Who doesn't want macaroni? I wish I would have had some greens though, but then I would have missed out on so much macaroni. So, but for $12, you can't go wrong with that. I mean, even if you have to go to an area that you didn't really like, you know, they don't have much seating for a restaurant or anything like that, but their food is delicious. I cannot express to you how many times I've come in contact with people that are doing right by the world in that way, and they don't get funds. They don't get enough funds for these plant-based delicacies. They're absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely magnificent. And the fact that I've been able to eat all this throughout the last couple years and still lose weight, and like, I'm not lacking in anything aside from I just made better choices, substitutes and stuff. You have no idea how grateful I am to you for donating to me. You have no idea. And people are like, well, your survival. Yes, but my survival also is, what is that? Contingent on the things that I eat, the things that I place into my body, the types of products that I use. So maybe they are slightly pricier, but I actually maintain much better on my budgets than most people, because I'm very frugal, and I'm also very sort of considerate about, what's the word? Conserving my belongings. So that's why it's always upsetting for me when I lose something or if something gets taken. Somebody said something about, you probably were high at the laundromat. Well, yeah, no shit. But actually, when I'm high, I do math better, and I do a lot of things better. It depends on what I'm doing, and depending on how high I am, and what type of high. So no, I did not lose them through getting high and leaving them at the laundromat, because some of these items were not items, that I used recently. So some of them were in specifically the bag that I carried up into that laundry area, up in that place. So I hadn't worn them for months, because it was, the last time I wore them was in the fall, and by the time this happened, it was March. I wasn't able to wear them still. It was too cold. So a lot of those dresses, nope. And also too, I kept an inventory. I made sure I folded everything up, and certain things were in my suitcase. Right now, when I pulled it out, I made sure I took another inventory of it, so I knew exactly what has been stolen from me. And that's not fair, because I have to turn around and use the government's money in that way to try to make up for it. And the government, like the SSDI, thank you so much, William. I noticed on your message, I didn't get time to read it properly because I've been driving and walking and doing all these things, but he said he was on SSDI too. You have no idea how much these people are such blessings to me. These people that are, in that lower bracket, in that understanding that they have very little finances, and that's where I've sat my whole life essentially. And if there were any way I could give back 10 times what I had gotten, I would totally do that. That's the type of person I am. Even when I was at the Old Navy, pardon me, when I was at the Old Navy, I had gotten a few things. I guess I'll just share them with you now. I was going to wait to do it in another video, but I am just so excited. I'm so excited to share with you what I got. My pants are really tight, and also it's cutting off circulation. They're not maternity pants, so I've just got these lumps going on, and that's not ever good. Okay, so my hands are a little dirty, but that's okay. These things are gonna get washed anyway. I got this. Okay, the lady, I went up with one thing, and I actually just went up with this shirt because it was on clearance for $2.99. And I love Old Navy because they give it rewards too. And one day I went in there and they were like, you got $5 in rewards. I was like, heck yeah. So I got something for free. Well, a lot of that stuff now, it seems like some of those things get stolen from me, and that's not fair. So this was $2.99, and love is here to stay. And I thought, I was gonna wear this as pregnant. That's nice. And I don't normally wear red, but it could still be nice to just throw on really quickly, and as soon as I wash it, I wish I could wear it right now, but I don't wear clothes unless I wash them, especially like if it's for my baby and stuff. Like, that's how I was, very anal retentive about making sure my daughter wasn't getting contaminated by anything. I also heard a story about like a razor blade in one of the little baby feet, and the baby was crying, and they found a razor blade inside of the thing. Well, it's like, well, your mom didn't do a good job of checking the clothing beforehand and stuff. That's not fair to the baby. I got this for $1.77, and then with taxes or whatever. So, and this one is 0 to 3 months. Isn't it cute? He's gonna be a little lumberjack. That's cute. That's cute. So red, just to match me. I just saw it on the shelf. I wasn't like looking for anything really, but I couldn't pass it up because the lady had mentioned something when I was checking out with this item, and then I also grabbed this item, and this is 3 to 6 months. And look at this. Oh my god. I didn't think that, like, I thought maybe having a boy was going to be less fun, but it is not. It is completely fun. I love him already. And look at what I got for him. Isn't this the cutest little thing? Well, when I went up there and I had both of them, all I wanted to do, this one didn't have a tag. I wanted to check the price. Well, this one rang up $2.47 for this outfit. $2.47 for this. So I couldn't pass it up. I was like, well, heck yeah. Well, on top of that, when I told her that I was, short on funds and I was going to leave this one behind, she said, well, you know, she said, oh, I know what that's like. She said, I had to skip lunch today and wait until after I get off of work. I felt so terrible. I mean, I wish I could have invited her to lunch, you know, in that way. It's just, I don't have the finances for it, no. But I just love to give back when I hear somebody's in need too, you know. And I felt so terrible. I wish I could have like grabbed some snack or something to pay for. I should have thought of that. I was thinking about it, but then I thought, is she going to think I'm weird? Is she, you know, I should just go ahead and do it sometimes. But some people don't want it. You know, some people don't appreciate the help. I think she would have, though. I prayed that, and I told her, I said, you have a blessed day. Because what she did was, when I brought this up, she said, can I see your driver's license? And I was like, why? Because, I mean, I just checked out at Old Navy. And she said, oh, I'm going to give you that 10%. And I was like, oh my God, the military discount? I was like, that is actually so sweet because, yeah, the father is from the military and I should get discounts in that way then, I guess, because either way. So, but yeah, this was $247 and then it was still 10% off of that. So it was at 24 cents off or so. So, yeah, it was at $225 or so. That's amazing. I got the, isn't that cute? He's gonna love it. And then also too, I got this one, like I said, for the $177 afterward. And then this one was whatever 10% off of that, which is $2.99 minus what, about 30 cents or so. So what is that? 60, 70, 270 for this. So I was like, yeah, you know, that doesn't seem too bad. Like, I'll use this plenty of times. It's nice and large. It's gonna give me lots of room so I can cover up, which is nice because I'm embarrassed of my fatty fatkins right now. But isn't this the cutest things? They're just so cute. And they're really, I mean, the fact that they weren't expensive, that's what makes me even prouder of it, because it's like I found these on my own. It may have taken me twice as long as some people, but I saved, you know, 10 times more. You know, like that's, well, that's not necessarily, but you know, I'm just joking about that. But yeah, so now I've got outfits for him and I'm so excited. I feel like I pray that I can get a home soon so that I can have these place, you know, so I can wash them and start putting them away and saving them for him. I feel so bad. I really just want to love him very much. And I think people understand when I mention about hurting him, it's not me. It's the fact that I don't have the things to take care of him. It's the fact that there's a side of me that is so dark from having been torn apart as a child, knowing that I don't deserve life, you know. And why should my child? Because it's just a, you know, direct extension of me. So, but I don't think of it that way, really. You know, if ever, I'm very positive and very hopeful that things will change, but people don't really see that. Or like, somebody said, assuming you're even pregnant, calm down. I wish that there were a way that you'd be like, okay, yeah, here you go. There's, aside from what? Here, let me see the paperwork that I got from the, it's all folded up right here. Where are you? Oh no, did I throw that away already? The paper from the emergency room already? I guess it did get lodged in that one, and I just ignored it. Also, too, you wouldn't get WIC without them actually proving that you have a baby inside of you, mind you. So you can't just get WIC. And here's my, let's see. Let me just scribble out my household number so that you guys can, anyway. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah. Oops, there's the household ID too. Card number and household ID. Boop, 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 boop. Anyway, there's the WIC list that I get. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure that I'm pregnant. I'm pretty sure that this baby is making me all fatty fatkins. And, I swear I had that paperwork that said something. Oh, and here's my, well, let's see. I can't give you all of this information because then you would know exactly where I'm getting my medical treatment at. And I do not, here and there, you know. I go in between different areas, and of course they have to exchange information with one another. Oh my God. So much more difficult when you actually have some shit that you've got to deal with. Which reminds me, the baby ultrasound is on a CD, and I've got the CD right there. But I've already shown you my ultrasound photos. There's no need to go through that. There's already a video for that. I'm so excited. I love him very much. And yeah, 10% off. I only spent $7.33 on these items right here, which I am so excited because, like, this one outfit, this one here, this outfit with the little pants, it was originally $22.99, and it didn't have a price tag on it. It didn't have a price sticker on it. So I went up and I checked it on the machine, and it said $249. I was like, or $247. Heck yeah, I grabbed it because he's gonna need it. Look at these little bottoms, the way that they like fan out like that. That is the cutest little thing. I can't wait to put him in clothes that's like kind of girly. Not like girly, but like kind of pastel-y and stuff. Like, I'm that kind of mom. It's like, okay, yeah, let's do a little bit of everything. Here's some yellow and green, and maybe not pink and stuff like that, just, you know, to make sure everybody knows that he's a boy. But I'm so happy. I'm so happy. See, like $7, people are like, oh my God, you spend too much. And I'm like, no, I don't really. I mean, I barely have anything, and then I go and I save it and take care of it. I'm so happy. I love it. I love shopping like that, even just for sales. And I'm gonna go over to another area right now while they're still open, so that I can go and see if I can get some more tops, because that's what I was looking for. I went to Burlington Coat Factory. It wasn't Burlington Coat Factory that I stole from in Beloit. It was Elder Beerman, just so you know. Pardon me. Ooh. I did try these, but since there's little sugar in it, it doesn't taste quite as delectable as the Justin's brand that's organic. So I like them, very tasty. I'm not gonna say that they're not good and good for you, because they completely are. When I would just eat, I didn't count my calories. I ate whatever I wanted to the last couple years, and that's why, pardon me, that's why a lot of people wondered, oh God, they're getting soft because of the weather. Nom, nom. I still have some macaroni left. Nom, nom. I like sharing my day with you guys. I love you guys. It's kind of like talking to my child or something, you know what I mean? Like talking to someone that I love. Because, and sometimes when I get those negative ones, it's still kind of talking to someone I love, but in the way of like, I'm not trying to portray it toward you, it's toward those people that are hateful and obnoxious and pretentious. I'm gonna say I'm not pregnant. That's the most ridiculous thing. Don't fucking argue with me. There's really nothing else aside from if I were to bring out, I mean, where did that paper go from the hospital? I think I did shove it in the bag because I thought I wasn't going to need it. Unless it fell down in the bottom here. That could have happened too. I don't know. I'm not going to worry about it. There's enough proof inside of me right now. There's enough proof inside of me. So anyway, I'm gonna get going, and I'm gonna go finish up some shopping to see if I can get some shirts. I have all of my shirts are so tight. I'm not saying that they cut off circulation, but they're so tight. I didn't expect to have all this extra weight gain and everything. So like, I'm fortunate that the arms kind of fit and everything, but all this midsection and everything is just nothing but, it does not look good. And it also is getting tight too around the armholes, only because of the fact that it's stretching, you know. I know I need to work out, but I've been really, and I know that's counteractive. If I don't work out, I'm sadder. So I do need to force myself to work out. That way I'm not sad. Num num. I saw this man walking this cute Pomeranian puppy. It was so cute. I sat at a red light, looked over, and he was trying to convince the puppy to go to the bathroom. Well, I had my windows down, and I said, "Aww," and the puppy heard me, and he looked around. He was like, "Where is that coming from?" And I was in the store, and I was at Walmart, and there was a lady with a young girl. She was probably about 3 or 4. She was pushing her in one of those with the seats in them, and she was facing me, and she started smiling, and I smiled back at her, and I said, "Oh, you're so pretty." And she looked at me. She had her big hair bow in, and she was just looking at me like all, you know, cheesing, and I was like, "You are so pretty." And I said, "I prefer being pillaged." That's what somebody said. Raped and pillaged. Wait a second. No. Okay, so anyway, she was just having this huge smile, and I told her, well, she was Hispanic. She was speaking Spanish to her mom, even though her mom looked like she might have been mixed white. And or fully white, I don't know, you know, I don't ask. But so she was speaking Spanish, and the mother was telling her what I had said about her being so pretty and beautiful. And then I told her, I said, "Eres tan bella," and she was like, "Oh," like she understood. And I was like, "Oh, you're so sweet." And then she was like waving and like, "Okay, bye," I told her. And then I was at another store just a minute ago too, and it was in the mall. So there were, you know, in and out, there was women, they were carrying their babies, and the one was pushing a stroller, and the little girl in the stroller, she had to have been around 2 or 3, and she looked up at me and she started waving at me like she knew me, and I was just like, "Oh, you're so sweet." And it's just like, oh, I don't know, they must sense that I'm pregnant. I'm assuming that that's what it is, because apparently I'm like glowing in that way, and I'm getting a lot of animals that are coming up to me, and, you know, children, and at the same time a lot of men. Even females, when they see that I'm pregnant, they're like, "Oh," you know, and then they always want to know, is it a girl? Like, it's like, well, yeah, we kind of have that bias where it's like we want to take care of little girls, but also too, like, they have no idea the hardships my little boy is going through right now, just having to survive. And he is so strong, though. He is, I am very surprised that he managed to withstand all of the stress that I've been under. And then he's very strong when he kicks and everything like that. Right now he's tired. He's just sleeping. But there are some days when I rile him up, or if I'm super stressed, like recently, he would not stop moving, and it was irritating me at the same time, so we were just irritating each other, and like, and I guess that's how it goes, men and women, even when it's being grown, like when it's growing inside of you. So I thought about that too as I was driving, how God blessed me with a little boy so that I could have the appreciation of appreciating men more, appreciating the male species, in that way. So I'm very grateful for all of it, regardless of, the fact that the father didn't want to stick around. I'm getting plenty of attention and appreciation and affection from strangers, and I couldn't have asked for anything better. Like, honestly, in that way, I mean, I could have, but it's just, I take everything in stride, and I try not to ask for too much beyond whatever. And like that meal, $12, that's essentially what people pay at McDonald's. And I just had that. I'm satiated. I probably won't eat. Who knows if I'll even eat again a really substantial meal all day. I've been just sort of not feeling up to eating a whole lot. Like, I'll eat a bunch and then it'll just sit and then I'll feel better. And then just wanting to rest, which may seem lazy to some people, but when you suffer from such high amounts of stress and your body releases so much cortisol, and it's just different. But anyway, I'm gonna get off of here. I'm so grateful to you, everybody that watches me and encourages me, and even the other people too that, they just want to have fun, and that's fine, like, and I don't mind having it at my expense, like the toilet paper thing earlier. When I get embarrassed, I just laugh at myself. What else could I do? And then even like circumstances too, where I was waiting patiently at the Kroger just yesterday, and all that stuff, 20 minutes of them figuring out how to do the transaction because the cards weren't working properly. I'm just a very patient person, and a lot of people are witness to that it's, not necessarily me with everyone that I'm heightened or aggressive. It's just certain times of certain situations, certain circumstances that compile that lead me to have outbursts and violent behavior, which violent meaning verbally violent. There's very few times where I've acted out. When I was coming off of some psych meds at one point, I was going in and out of stores and I was smacking shit off the shelf if I felt like I was pissed. And that's not normal. And somebody asked me too about like burning the dress that I had. Why would I burn my dress? I paid $4 for that and it looks cute. No, it's my dress. Like, regardless, it wasn't even that provocative. So I don't know what people were thinking. Of course it was yesterday when I had all my, everything was put together, but and I guess I could have wore that today, but I was just sort of like, it was cold earlier today and I didn't want to put it on. Now it's all warm. And anyway, I'm just very happy. I'm very blessed right now, and I feel very chipper, and I'm hopeful for the rest of the day. I'm gonna get off of here, and I hope everybody's doing well. I pray everyone is safe. I pray everyone is happy. I pray everyone is well fed and has had plenty of rest, as well as exercise and plenty of water. And then also too, making sure to take your vitamins, because not a lot of people remember to take their vitamins as well. Yeah, I'm just very appreciative. And if I think of anything else, which I'm sure there's plenty of things floating around in my head that I can relay that just coincide with, I guess, what I'm trying to, my purpose in making these videos and creating these videos, which was supposed to be for a positive reason and not all these negative ones where, yeah, it's really difficult when you don't have the answers to things. Your mind goes everywhere and you have nowhere to turn, and except for God. And reflecting it on other people is not right. It's not. Deflecting it. But I do know, and excuse me, I do know that it has been beneficial for me personally to be able to convey it, even if other people don't like what I say. It doesn't matter. It's not necessarily what I do. I may say the worst of the worst of the worst of things, but do I ever act out? No. And that's why I'm free to run around still. And that's why people know where I'm at. My phone obviously has got tracking and tracing. They know where I'm at. The authorities all know where I'm at. They just purposely don't mess with me because they know that I'm not doing anything that is criminal. No criminal activities. No, I'm not trying to do anything that is out of line. I'm really just trying to survive, and they know that. That's why they give me the benefit of the doubt too, and have the last few years since I got out of jail and everything because of that stuff. So I'm hopeful that everything will turn around in a positive light, and I'll be able to have a little piece of heaven myself on earth, heaven on earth for myself. So I had a friend, her name was Heaven. We used to work at Petco together, but then I got into a car crash and I survived, and her sister got into a car crash that same week and her sister didn't survive. So I feel like she ended up having resentment toward me because of the fact that, I was in a neck brace and her sister had to pass away. So that's never nice. So I understand how that, broke off our friendship in that way. And I always felt bad because I felt like I didn't do anything to her, and like I always tried to be nice to her, and I really liked her. I wanted to spend time with these people, but it's not my fault. The same, I was thinking about my friend that I stayed with for a month a year ago, and that friend, or so she likes to say or whatever, she was very aggressive because she was drinking a lot of alcohol and doing whatever other types of recreational things. And then the one day I was smoking my pipe at the counter at her kitchen because she allowed me to, which is fine, and she was partaking in it as well. I was sharing with her back and forth whatever I had, really. And one day, and she's the type of person that will borrow something and then lose it. And I had my belongings still in my vehicle because I was still living out of my Buick at that time, and carrying things in one at a time when I needed them and placing them back because I didn't trust anywhere that I was staying already, and I had already been homeless for a few months at that point. So she got aggravated because I didn't allow her to use my hairdryer. And I said, no, you can use my stuff. I just, I expect you to put it back. And she did not like that tone because it was her house, and whatever apparently I owned was hers as well. And that made me very discouraged because I thought, you're going to break my things. You're going to lose my things. I know you. I've known you for 10 years. We lived as neighbors next to one another when I was living on my own. And we both had little houses. And I maintained the house by myself. It was just me and my pets. And I had my ex-boyfriend, Parker Green Snyder. That's where he killed Cuervo at, is that house over off of, what was it? Something Circle, Rocky Reef Circle. That's where I lived there. So anyway, and I don't mind disclosing this stuff because nobody's ever going to find my personal information in that way. I was waiting for that. Excuse me. So, the friend that I live with, at one point too, right before she kicked me out, she grabbed the lighter out of my hand, just yanked it out of my hand, and she was like, "That's mine." And I was like, "I only took it because you keep stealing mine. I only have the one," and I kept going back to it, but she would walk off with it, and she had like 3 or 4 lighters just dispersed throughout the house. I'm not one to steal. Never did I, take any of her stuff. So I was using hers. She walked off with mine somewhere, and I told her that, and she just didn't care. So at one point too, we went over to her boyfriend's house. He was 20 years older than her, and she's older than me by a few years. And so she was dating him, and they were doing a karaoke night, so they invited me over. So I went over and I sang Gangster's Paradise, and I nailed it, and I was getting a lot of compliments and everything from the guests and from their boyfriend and whatever in that way. But she didn't like that. She did not like that he was offering up attention to another girl in that way, and I didn't even talk to him. I make sure to avoid boyfriends like that because I know that they could upset the friend. So I know better. And then she told me, if you don't get off your phone while we were playing the karaoke, other people were up at the, I was checking my phone. She tried to grab my phone out of my hand and said, I'm going to throw it in the toilet then if you're not paying attention. I was like, I cannot live next to someone like that is so heightenedly aggressive, and it's due to the alcohol intake, and they don't even realize that that's going on. They really don't. They think that because it's legal, that it's healthy for them, a healthy way for them to relax. It is not. They end up with so many mental issues afterward, and aggression and all this and that when they're drinking, after they're done, even before, when they're anticipating it. No. Alcoholics, that's a disease. That's a mental disorder as well. So, I don't know what to say. Like, my mother does the same type of stuff, and I had to get away from that because it's like I can't be around people that are aggressive, and that's why I'm here by myself. Like, not because people didn't offer, not because I didn't put the effort in, not because that I haven't given back, but because I'm avoidant now, because everyone I trusted has been really, really crazy. Really, really super mean and super, just in their own head about stuff, and they take it out on me because I'm the next living thing around them that I don't know. I get that. I understand people take their aggression out on me all the time. And anyway, I've been here for an hour. I'm gonna get going. This has already been longer than I anticipated. I thought I was just gonna have a short video, but I hope everybody's had a good meal today too, and that they're loving themselves in some way too, and doing some type of self-care, whether or not it's like trimming your nails, filing your nails, plucking hairs if you feel like it, or self-care like that is always good. And men can do it too. I'm not just talking about women. There are so many men that I've seen that don't get down and trim their toenails and everything, and it's like you have to get to that flexibility level or get somebody to help you. And I've been the type of person that helps people like that, and I don't know, hopefully one day that stuff will pay off. I was clipping my toenails last night, and I pulled my leg up, and I was like, oh, fatty feckins. Are you gonna stop being able to reach your toes soon? I was like, I hope not. Anyway, I love everybody so much, and I'm very grateful to you all, and I'm very grateful to God, and it's just a very beautiful day, and I hope everybody's having positive moments amongst all the negative moments, because they're going to happen naturally. But thank you so much, and thank you so much for the donations. I wish I would have been able to catch my tears while I was driving, because I just started bawling. I was like, oh my God. I was covering my mouth too. I was like, sometimes I get to the point where I'm ugly crying because I feel like I can't believe somebody cared about me. And it's like, what? I've never even had that, from my own family. Like, how is it that these perfect strangers just are helping me to afford my brakes and helping me to afford my car payment and, the things that I need to survive at this moment, so that I can get back on my feet and hopefully find a suitable housing solution for this baby. Because when you're going through mental breaks and you have no one to turn to, and you turn to all these facilities, tell them all your story, and nobody coincides with anybody else, and nobody knows the answer to this. They send you here, they send you there, they have you call here, and you're on the waiting list here, and you've filled out paperwork for this, and it gets overwhelming. And believe me, I've done plenty of the runaround, and I feel like, oh, I'm done. God, please take me away. Like Calgon, take me away, as I was saying. I would really love to just have a nice warm bath with a nice massage. That would be great. But I know not everybody gets those privileges. So I know that even with what I have, huge blessings. Thank you so much, everybody. I love you so much. You have no idea. And one of these days, I wish I could repay you all just for being so kind to me. Honestly. Thank you. Everybody have a good day so far, and I guess I'll keep you posted on what my days are like and everything. I couldn't have asked for a better group of people to help me out. I feel so privileged right now, so overwhelmingly blessed. So I love you. Today is May 3rd, 2022. Leticia Collins, servant. Bye-bye.